Preamble and Evolution of Indian Constitution. Who is the person fondly known as the chief architect of the Indian Constitution? Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. First attempt in world to constitute a constituent assembly to frame a constitution was made by America. The first attempt by Indians to write a constitution to India was done by a committee headed by Motilal Nehru, which is known as Nehru Report. The idea of the Constitution of India was fleshed for the first time by M.N. Roy. The plan of setting up of a constituent assembly to draw up the future constitution for India was given by the Cabinet Mission Plan. The members of the Constituent Assembly were elected by Provincial Assembly. Which of the following word was added into the preamble of the Constitution by the 42nd Amendment Act 1976? So, answer is socialist. From which constitution was a concept of a 5-year plan borrowed into our constitution? USSR. The procedure of amendment to the constitution is borrowed from the constitution of South Africa. Which country is the best example of for the federal and unitary government? America and Britain. Which of the following is not a democratic institution of Rig-Vedic era? Grama. During medieval India, which kings first established local self-government? Cholas. The first India Company was established in the year 1600. Which charter empowered the British governor of presidencies to make the bylaws, rules, regulations in conformity with the British law? Charter of 1726. Who started dual government in Bengal? Robert Clive. Who is the first Governor General of Bengal? Warren Hastings. Which is the first written document in the constitutional history of India? The Regulating Act 1773. Which act created for the first time in India Government of India? Charter Act 1833. Which act created for the first the Supreme Court? Regulating Act 1773. First Law Commission was appointed in India for codification of laws under the championship of Lord Macaulay. Which act made the beginning of a parliament system in India? Charter Act 1853. Under which of the following act the Crown of England took the affairs of the Government of India into the own hand? Government of India Act 1858. The Governor General of India was also the representative of British Crown to princely state of India and hence known as the Viceroy of India. Which act of for the first time gave the opportunity for Indians to enter into the sphere of legislature? Indian Council Act 1861. Which act made the beginning of electoral system in India? Government of India Act 1858. Which of the following act made the Indian legislature bicameral for the first time? Government of Indian Act 1919. 27. The famous Dandi March led by the Gandhiji was against 1919. The famous Gandhiji march led by the famous Dandi march led by the Gandhiji was against salt tax. Which proposal was referred to as the post-dated check? The Cripps proposal. Indian National Congress started Quiet India movement after the failure of Cripps mission. Gandhiji gave a call and all Indian do or die, which properly known as Quiet India movement. Which plan rejected the demand for the independent Pakistan? Cabinet Mission Plan. Partition of the British India into two independent nations, India and Pakistan, was done according to Mountbatten Plan. The federal feature of the Indian government was introduced by the Government of India Act 1935, which feature was borrowed by the Indian Constitution from British Constitution. Law-making procedure, parliamentary system of the government rule of law. The Constitution support rule of law. In British Parliament is supreme accordingly, which among the following is supreme in India? Constitution. The Government of India Act 1935 provided for established a federal court directly at the center provincial autonomy. The Act of 1935 abolished Duchy in the province. The Constitution of India was enacted by the Constituent Assembly set up under the Cabinet Mission Plan 1946. The Constituent Assembly of India was created as per the proposal of Cabinet Mission. In which year did the Cripps Mission come to India? 1948. The Constituent Assembly set up under the Cabinet Mission Plan had a strength of 389. The strength of the Constituent Assembly after the withdrawal of the Muslim League was reduced to 299. How many committees were set up by the Constituent Assembly for framing the Constitution? 13. Who of the following acted as the constitutional advisor of the Constituent Assembly? B.N. Rao. Demand for a constitution framed by a Constituent Assembly was made by Gandhiji. The idea of a Constituent Assembly to frame a constitution for India was first mooted by Swaraj Party in 1928. Who started with presentation of the Objective Revolution on 22/1/1947? Jawaharlal Nehru. When was the Objective Resolution moved and adopted? 13 December 1946 to 22 January 1947. The member of Constituent Assembly were elected by provincial.